Well, let's see. Hong Kong. Well, Hong Kong is one of those small states, I would say, but now used to be under control of the UK and British Empire, let's call it like that. But now they kind of got back to China, and we all see that protest and how that uh, how that well the transition got. But okay, even here on the map is still this China, and Hong Kong is like one country, two systems, something like that. Something says. So yeah, you can have the only neighbors that they have. Let's call it China, which is, they say is pretty much the same thing. But yeah, for the sake of this one, we're gonna consider it the Hong Kong more like a territory. Population 7.4 million, and look at this, they're gonna start going down, which is interesting, and the growing rate is pretty much on the flat line, so that's a good news. Now 1955, 2.5 million people with a 4.6% increase. That'll be roughly 100,000 people, and 36 on the migrant area. Median age around 21 years old, and fertility rate one of those nonsense 4.5, then again 5. So yeah, you can understand the idea. Urban population back then 85%, so pretty much I'm not sure what exactly they don't count as not urban population when it is pretty much anything here is urbanized, but we're gonna see that. But now 2025, look at this, 7.4 million people. They start going down since the pandemic, since 2022, which is something interesting. Minus 0.25, so not that much. That will translate roughly in 18,000 people, but they still receive 17,000, so pretty much it's the native population, let's call it like that. They are going down twice as these numbers, almost twice. Median age 47 years old, so pretty high. Fertility rate, one of those countries with 0 in the front, which is a good thing, I would say. So they got below 1 first of all in 2015, and they have below 1 also in 2005, so that's, I would say, interesting fact. But they got below replacement in 1985, so yeah, you can see how fast they dropped from 5 fertility rate to below replacement. So that's interesting fact. Probably is going to happen to the rest of the world in the same manner, but we're going to see that. Now let's look in the future. 2050, the population is going to be around 6 million people, 6.1. That will get even wider with minus 1.3% degrowth, so still not enough, I would say. If we want to go back to some more sense numbers, I would say the whole world has to go with the minus 2% of the population for the next, I don't know, 25 years, maybe even more than that. But hey, we're gonna see how that's gonna play in the future to just go back to some reasonable numbers, I would say. But for this one, they go to minus 1.3% and still growing. Probably they're gonna level out, I would say, around minus 2%. We're gonna see. That would translate roughly in 81,000 people, and migrants on the minus 3,000, so not that much. Median age, wow, look at it, 62 years old. So the average guy in the country is gonna be 62. If you are 61, you pretty much you're gonna consider to be young there. So 62 years old, which is very interesting to see. Probably the other countries are gonna see those numbers also going up by 2050. I expect, I don't know, the real one. Probably the whole world is gonna be like, I would like it to see around 60 mark, 65, but it's a bit too much, I would say, probably like 40 something and 50. But yeah, fertility rate still below 1, which is great for them. So yeah, we're gonna see how that. And keep in mind, Hong Kong is one of those extremely wealthy parts of the world, and from what I understand, with all that, they still have like 30% in absolute poverty there, so that's interesting to see. Median age, well, 86 years old, again, one of those nonsense one. Females 88 and males 83, which is huge numbers. But look at this, infant mortality rate 1.4 and death at the age of 5 1.9. So the medical system is pretty much top notch, I would say. If you go at 1, you're pretty much, I would say, as best as you can be. Probably always gonna have one that doesn't make it. So yeah, any close, you have 1 in the front, yeah, you're pretty done with the medical system. You're doing a great job, absolute great one. Pyramid pretty much fucked up, as you can see here. A bit of male surplus, but a lot of female surplus here. And also the base of the pyramid clearly is gonna go narrow and narrow and narrow, which is I would say a good thing for the rest of the world and even for them. Economy, yeah, like I said, it's one. Look at this skyline. I hate it. I don't like it, but look at this skyline. Probably to rent an apartment here or to buy one, just don't even think about it. Even with they have all that much money. Look at this, 422 billion US dollars, and the PVP around 600 billion. It's not that crazy numbers, but keep in mind there are not that many people also, and per capita it's gonna be around 55,000 and PPP around 80,000. So not a huge numbers, but still, you wanna buy an apartment here, good luck with that. Clearly they're gonna export a lot to mainland China, as they say here, United States, Vietnam also, but gonna import from mainland China, from Taiwan, from Singapore, South Korea and Japan. Now, let's see this one. We're not gonna see it here on the map, it's around this area right here, but let's see how corrupt this country it is. And I already checked that, and it's actually not bad. Look at it, 74. They are on the blue line, so good for them. Not the best blue, but still a decent one. Anything over 70 is pretty good. I would say 90 even better, but hey, who's gonna be just only one country so far and above 90? So yeah, Hong Kong is doing, I would say, pretty well for them. I mean, like, not so bad, right? I mean, just look at this. Even the other countries, not that bad, but 17 in the world with 74 points. They dropped 2 points, so yeah, not a good sign. But hey, look at this. They could be on the upside. We're gonna see that. Now, history, like I said, well, it's not much you can say about them. Look at this, such a small, tiny place, but they make some huge problems recently. Yeah, it was pretty much part of the British. Look at this, for such a long British Empire. So we have a lot of influence, a lot of European influence, but also Chinese. Now the main event, let's see how those people actually live, which is gonna be an interesting one. Because every single, we have, first of all, we have a border, which is good. Let's just dive into it. Like pretty much all the country is just a big city, I would say. Look at these huge buildings. Now this one, it looks like from hell to me. It just doesn't click with me. The store on the base look a bit better, so I'm not sure how those people actually, how much money those people do, but 7 million for such a small place to live, and definitely extremely expensive. I think it's too much. Probably the population is gonna go down by a factor of 10 or 20 to actually go some having some very nice pleasing life here. Otherwise, yeah, I don't see it that well, but pretty good. The city looks clean. Clearly they have a lot of money. Look at this, judging by the cars, and those are probably some native population taxi, whatever they call it. Look at this, some nice Toyota. Looks like a Mercedes first of all, but it's not. Yeah, probably we're also in a good area, but it is pretty interesting to see and visit. But look at this building is just, oh my god, look at it, horrible looking. But people choose to live there. I'm not sure how much you're gonna pay for that apartment there, but probably more than one salary, and that is why it's so fucked up. This one even worse. I have no idea what's happening here, but yeah, it looks absolutely atrocious. But look at the cars. We have Mercedes here, another one there, some Chinese probably car there, another Mercedes here, BMW. So pretty expensive car here. I mean, like, yeah. So clearly they are not doing bad in this. Even the building looks kind of fucked up in my opinion. The garage, the cars here, well, are doing much better. Look at this, Mercedes again, BMW, Mercedes. They're doing well. This guy, I don't think they're doing that well, but it's waiting for the bus. But yeah, I like how they keep the garbage so they can actually take him out. So pretty clean, very nice. Bus station also pretty clean. I have no idea what is those things on the roof, but yeah, they have a church here. What is the mega church? Pretty interesting, I would say. Yeah, I'm not sure if I actually want to live here, if let's say you have the chance or whatever, but yeah, it doesn't look that well in my opinion. It's just, it doesn't click with me. Obviously it's a small place to live, so they kind of have to build upwards. But still, where is the border with? Oh, it's way over. Let's check this one. Yeah, it doesn't click with me. It's just doesn't. Here, look at this. Wow, here it's a bit more airy. Now, clearly, judging by the cards, it's pretty much the poor side of the country or the territory, whatever you want to call it. A bit of garbage there, so that's great. A little bit more garbage there, but this is the garbage truck, so I guess they're gonna clean it or whatever they're doing here. They just dump it here. Yeah, the road pretty good, I have to say, even this bad whatever areas there. I'm glad they still have some empty land, so clearly with the loss of the population, maybe they're just gonna spread out a bit better, and who knows, maybe the housing actually is gonna get cheaper, but I highly doubt that. Here in the countryside, let's call it like that, doesn't look so bad. I'm not sure if this guy, look at this, such a great 360. I'm not sure they make it from the car or just from the pedestrian. What is this? Looks like a dump place for stuff there. Yeah, not such a bad way somewhere. Let's check this one on the mountain. They have some mountains if you want to climb them, which is pretty good. Oh, that's a nice 360. Look at it, you can see it from above. Pretty good. I like they have, like I said, they still have lands to build, which is good. But human, as always are, with their greed and all that nasty stuff, probably they're gonna find a way to block it, but at least theoretically it's a place to build. Ooh, they have even bikes here. That's nice. I didn't know you can do that in Hong Kong. Probably have to be extremely wealthy to even afford, like I say, or having your own house or stuff like that. This one is gonna be an expensive one. I want to see it. Yeah, like I say, I'm not a big fan of those huge buildings, but let's see, this train, subway station, whatever it is, pretty good. But those buildings like that, just no way, doesn't click with me at all. But clean, you can smell pretty much money here, I would say. This one, yeah, look at this. Who wants to live like that? Come on. See what's happened when you have overpopulation on the planet? Shit like this happened. And you're gonna take generations to reverse it, so say goodbye to your perfect life or a dream life, because you're not gonna see it in your lifetime or your kids' lifetime or even your grandkids. You're not gonna see it because those people in the past, I guess they fuck too much and now they just fuck everyone else with this hugely overpopulated population that should never exist in the first place. That's my take on this one. So yeah, overall I would say it's a good thing the population goes down, but we're gonna see how long they can stay outside the Chinese Communist Party laws and rules. I say not that much, but hey, at least they try. But yeah, even outside that, they still pretty much fuck themselves with the, like I say, I think like 30% of the population live in absolute poverty, just looking for food in a garbage or stuff like that. From I seen a documentary from that, and clearly it just shows, doesn't matter how much money you give them to the humans, when you have such a huge population, it's a small area, they're not gonna give a fuck whatsoever. So yeah, that's why one of the reasons is to advocate for those lowering the population, to see exactly how with technology and lower population, how we can maybe have a chance to manage it better and actually doing better for every single one of us. But kind of highly doubt that in the end, because this is how human works. At some point you're gonna see that it doesn't matter how much money you give to someone or how much good life you give them, it doesn't have someone less than he has to compare it. It's not gonna feel it anything. So there's always gonna be a demand for poverty in a human world. Otherwise you cannot compare with someone else to see, hey, how you supposed to have money when you don't have you can compare with someone who doesn't have the money. So we can say now okay, now I'm wealthy. I know it because look at those poor people. The more poor people they are, the better you're gonna do. What is this? A steel factory here in the middle of the city, or just trying to build another monstrosity like this one? Overall, I would say, yeah, you can see pretty much wealthy people. These buildings is just no. At least it's not that tall like those ones. I consider those tall ones more fucked up than others. This one, we live in a house. This is gonna be like extremely rich people. I mean, like, you can afford a house like that. Yeah, I would say very rich people. Here, I have no idea what is there, but it's clearly don't want to see it. Ooh, I like this architecture. Pretty nice. This one pretty bad, fucked up. Yeah. When you think about how many people actually have a great life, which is pretty much like a 1%, and a good life like 10% of the population, and the rest of the 90% just pretty much struggle, just makes you wondering what the fuck was wrong with the people. They just multiply themselves so much and now just fuck everyone else, including their kids. So yeah, I can never understand that, but it is what it is, I guess. This is 2024, so pretty recently, those images. Let's go on the beach. Let's see what we can expect if you want to go on the beach in Hong Kong. Let's find one first. This is not on the beach. This one is on the beach. So if I want to go on the beach in Hong Kong, what can I expect there? Well, a lot of garbage, I would say. What the fuck is wrong with them? All that money and then I can clean up. This is a nice beach here, but look at this. It's just completely fucked up. And I have no idea this is for fishing or something like that. Oh, they have a lake. Let's go on the lake. Maybe we get better view here. Yeah, not that much. No, but I want to see the beach. Can we get a better one? Let me check this one. It looks more touristy. Let's call it like that. This one, still some garbage, but clearly much better. A lot of people here. Oh, maybe they clean the beach. So yeah, look at this. They just start cleaning the beach. Always good. So they can take care of the beach at some point, but maybe they're receiving a lot of garbage from whatever neighbors they have or factories or whatever. I don't know. This one looks better. Yeah, this is 2018, so quite a lot, a few years ago. But pretty basic, I would say. That's the problem. I say if you always the money, always go back to the money. That's the most fucked up about this world, I would say. Money and overpopulation. Those things gonna pretty much put us to the ground, but it is what it is. I don't know what trees are those, but it looks pretty interesting. Yeah, I would say pretty nice. This guy is fishing here. Those don't going to swim. A bit of garbage here, but probably someone just left that there. Pretty good. Pretty good. On the beach, you know what? It's not that bad. It could be such a paradise on this island. Small island. Look at it. This is the airport. Damn, it's huge. That's a fucking huge airport right there. That's huge. That is insanely huge. It just pretty much make them bigger. That it's a huge airport. We have a 360 here. Who went on this island to make a 360 from the top? Probably someone from the maintenance. Yeah, this one doesn't look that well. Probably it's not from there. Maybe, who knows. Yeah, from the British and the European influence, they could do a lot better than what they show us here, especially like I say in the housing market and the job and everything. But yeah, I would say to have a great life here, the first thing you have to do is just drop the population by the 10x and then drop some more until you actually strike a balance, because clearly there are too many people on the small land. And you can see that judging by how those people live, by the housing. That's the only metrics I would say that you need, because nobody wants to live. Look at this, how nice it was there, but nobody wants to live. Let's check some of those apartments. Nobody wants to live in such a fucked up apartments comparison with what we saw in that nice house. But even here they have like, what I like about those countries, especially Asian ones that are wealthy, they take care of their cars, which is something that you don't see it everywhere. Even those, I would say, that middle income, they just go straight to just buy, let's say, a Mercedes E-Class. They don't go to straight to buy, use all the money to buy the most expensive car that can afford. They just pay for someone that can actually afford and actually maintain it very well, which is, I would say, a very healthy way to do things. Now in this area, actually it doesn't look all that bad, and all the cars are pretty much rich guys cars, but there are some areas that here they don't have a road, but we saw that there are some areas that just looks pretty much horrible. What is this? You have a small gated community here. Look at this. You have a pink BMW here. Like I said, they take extremely well care of the cars, which is something that I appreciate a lot of those peoples. Let's see this one right on the mountain. So yeah, they have a lot of place to build, and I'm sure why they don't do it, but again, probably they're waiting for the population to go, then say, fuck it, we're not gonna, if you start building, those people's gonna fucking multiply so much, you're not gonna ever gonna, probably it's gonna be like, I know, I don't believe it's like, look at these fucked up buildings. I don't believe it's like, oh, the whole world is ruled by just a few people and they have a plan and stuff like that. But if I was conceiving a plan to just lowering the population, probably I would do exactly what they do. A lot of bureaucracy and small wages with high housing prices, because yeah, it's just, if you give pretty much people everything, I would say, especially in the past, we saw it, and just start fucking every single day of their life and just have like 5, 6, 7, 10 kids, we're gonna be pretty much fucked up for the rest of humankind. So yeah, I would say at some point this thing has to go there, even if it sucks. It is what it is. Wow, just jump it from there to here. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Nobody wants to live in a fucked up building like this. Come on, let's be honest. Look at this. Who wants to live like this? Nobody. Come on. No one wants to live in a building like this. Not even these tall ones don't want to live like it. Just no. It's a very easy no. Look at this one. So those are individual houses. They are pretty much jammed together, which I don't like that either. But they are a community. Probably a gated community. Let's check this one, and still they're living much better. I mean, yeah, let's check the cars. So Mercedes right there, I guess, and a lot of vans here. Maybe they have a lot of chauffeurs or something like that. But clearly this is the place. Look at this with pools and everything. Yeah, that's the jam. That's where you want to be. It looks pretty nice. And somebody just make a tour from the from the bus. Like shit, this one. Oh, we have from above one. Oh, I want to see that from above. Hey, this one is pretty good also. Look at this. Yeah, this is where you want to live if you live in Hong Kong. Probably, I would say, individual house, a bit jammed together. That I don't like it that much. But you have a pool. You are on the hill. I don't think we have any nice views, but you can go here to have a decent view. See what's happened? This is how many was 7.4 million people. This is how it looks. 7.4 million people. In a they have a lot of 360s here. Oh, let's take a bit. Let's check those. Yeah, if this the interior of the house, doesn't look that well. They have a lake. No, it's not a lake. I thought it's a lake for a second. If that was the interior, it doesn't look that well. Yeah, just a bad taste of interior design, I would say. Again, this guy, oh, this one probably just rent them and sell them, who knows. For the rich people. Oh, you have the tennis courts here, you have the pool here. I mean, that's pretty much LA right there. I would say. So yeah, that right there, it's a pretty nice area to live. But let's check other areas. Let's see if you can find. So some people living in that area. I have no idea what this lady is doing here. The bus station pretty clean. And others people, look at this, living in these fucked up ones. Even here I think it's expensive to live, but look at this. Look what overpopulation does to architecture and humankind. It just pretty much fuck every single one of us. Look at this. See? This is what's happened. This is 7.3 million and starting from 2.4 million. So 5 million. It just fuck you up real good. Congratulations. Yeah. Oh my god. Probably it's gonna be a century that from what I see in politics, no one dares to question those insane human numbers. No one dares to say, yes, we are too many people, we have to make policy to drop the population. No one does that. It's such a fear in their hearts to do that. And even here in European, it's like, oh, we have to protect families and all that nonsense stuff. And then just gonna have some tax break for them. And after they have kids, oh, that's it, you have the kids now, you have to raise them by yourself. And all that shitty stuff. Look at this. This is overpopulation, what it does to architecture. Can you think somebody actually want to live here? No. You want to live in that nice individual house with a lot of trees on you so you cannot see your neighbors, with enough land for just having a nice place there, and not going at work and see fucked up shit like this. Yeah. Look at this. Look how tall they are. This is even worse than communist apartments. Can you imagine just living in a last floor and just you don't have an elevator, it's broke, whatever. Even look at it, they make courts of basketball on the top of the buildings because they don't have space, whatever. This is fucked up. This is probably worse than communist. And we didn't go to China to see it. Guys, that's overpopulation. I hope if you watch this video from Hong Kong, you're gonna tell me more information about how things really are there, because from what I can see here, I see a lot of money. I see a nice skyline here, probably that's China, whatever. We're gonna check that. But look at this. Oh my god. Oh no. Just no way. No. No. 5 million people. New since 1955. So in total, 7.5 million people done this to this part of the world. They fucked up that's China 100%. Yeah, they fucked up every single one of them. Truly, they fucked them up. There's no words for that. Just they fucked them up. They have money for whatever cars. I don't know. I don't even want to say anything. It's just, yeah. When you see something like that, it's just no. It's just no. Even here, it's a bit better, I would say. But what the fuck? Those are expensive cars. I can see them from here. Even this one, they are better, I have to say. Not extremely well better, but still. This one is not even close. No. Oh god. Once again, like I said, this nonsense over. This is a river here or just sewage? Probably just sewage. So it's gonna be like a nice smell there. Oh, it's still gonna be BMW here, the 5 Series. What can you say? Just what can you say? Come on. Oh, this one is pretty nice here on a nice island. Yeah, here probably let's check some outside of the urban area as much as we can on the coastline. Let's see if you can actually find something better to live. They build those fucked up buildings even here, for God's sake. Oh my god. So let's check for a second. It's not gonna be a pretty place to live. So you have the sea right there, which is nice. A lot of expensive cars. Pretty much everywhere you look, you're gonna find something expensive. Look at this, my god. And then you have this. Yeah. You have to enjoy your life. Look at this. It's just the paradise right here. It's a goddamn paradise right here, boy. Yeah, it's a community gate. That's exactly what they need. The community gate that in that fucked up. You know, fuck off. Oh my god, another one. There is a clear coastline. We can actually have like a nice village, or just they all got really fucked up. Maybe you have luck here. I'd rather live in this shit here. Even they have some garbage. This is pretty much I blame the people here for the garbage. So yeah, but I would like to live, let's say, here on the coastline. Even if you don't have that much, but at least you are just more clear. You can actually breathe the air and not stay in your apartment and hear like 5-6 neighbors fucking in the same time, because probably those walls are not that thick in the first place. Yeah, I'm not sure, but still it's a bit more clear. Oh, what is that? It's an interesting one. It's a bit more clear. Oh, this one, but this one probably is gonna be an expensive. Oh, now it's a restaurant, whatever the fuck that is there. It doesn't look that well. Yeah, we have to look forward further to have one of those nice village towns. Oh my god, they even overpopulated in this area too. Look at this. One of those, a lot of concrete, all jammed together in those apartments. Oh, those people never heard about a small village. They should visit New Zealand more often. See that this is how you do actually urban planning. They should learn from them, because what they're doing here is just, here it might look actually a bit better, but it's a gated 100%. It's a gated community. There is no way. Yeah, look at this. That's the rich persons right there. Bella Vista. Oh yeah, they got the name right. Even the cars has to stay outside. You're not gonna fuck around. You're not gonna take your garbage car inside. So fuck off. You have to stay outside. Oh, this is a lot of yacht here. So ooh, this is gonna be the Monaco side. Let's call it like that. Pretty good. Oh no, not yet. The fishing boats. I thought it was gonna be a little yacht area, but no, it's not. Overall, I would say it is pretty nice. Pretty nice. How can I say pretty nice when I just pretty much shit off them for the entire video? It is better than some other areas that we can say. With China, probably they're gonna go hardcore on the controlling the region. Anything that we saw here is gonna get probably 10 times worse. From the architecture and urbanization point. Good news for them. The only good news that I can see from them is just that lowering population. That's something decent, but they should go with even today with like -2% if they want to have even a small chance, and somehow they negotiate a fully independence from China, which I highly doubt that that's gonna be ever possible. So forget that. And just pretty much build better, have a nice urban area, and take care of their people much better, because so far you don't do that. With those homes, I didn't want to go. I didn't want to see those buildings anymore. But oh my god, can you see it? How far? Look at this. They have a 3D buildings. Oh my god, it's the only area I would actually like to not have a 3D buildings. Look at why the fuck they are so green. They're in construction. Oh, that's why. Oh, now they're finished. How you can build something like that and say, oh yeah, you're so proud of you. How can you do that? Look at this. And clearly one of those apartments is gonna cost like, I don't know, $1 million, whatever. How can you do that to your own population? And especially with that such a European influence. And clearly I cannot see the European influence here. I just see only the communist Chinese influence so far. Nice hair, buddy. Yeah, it's just no. Probably, like I said, probably the same story. A few people, they're doing very well here, and I hope that documentary was actually wrong. It's not like 30% of the population looking in a garbage for food, which would be insane. They still continue to build like, oh my god, look at how many stores they have. God, look at these pipes, fucked up big time. Look at this. Come on. It's just No, they in 100 years from now they're gonna start demolish those because nobody's gonna live in them. Probably they make it so high because if you pretty much you're tired of your fucked up life, you can jump from the top floor and just know the job is gonna get done next 100% when you get down. That's why probably they do it so tall. Otherwise, cannot understand why. Yeah, northern part of the island. Oh my god, come on. Yeah, I have to say, building wise, probably the most fucked up that we see so far. Even in Russia, they didn't do that garbage right there with like a billion stories. Probably it's gonna be better to just living here in the south part of the island. Probably. Oh my god, what is this one? This is probably a hotel or something, no? No, it's something for the animals. So you can keep it in a cage and then just entertain the people for, I don't know, 10 euros, $10 the ticket or even more. Yeah, humankind, you have to love it, right? Okay, even on top of this mountain, somebody say, you know what, we need on this top of the mountain, you're gonna have to build all those 100-story buildings. How you can get approval for something like that? And how stupid you have to be to live in one of those also. Oh my god. Look at the cars. Mercedes, Tesla, Mercedes. Come on. Those are some extremely expensive cars. And probably from Maserati. Oh my god. Audi, Mercedes, Lexus. Yeah. And from what I heard, it's some countries, I'm not sure if this one is also one of them. If you import European cars, you have to pay some insane taxes there. I'm not sure if it's in Hong Kong. But they have some extremely nonsense politics, like I like to say them. So yeah, good luck with that, buddy. Oh, this one. Maybe you have a chance here to find such a nice village. Nice, cozy. No, fucked up, still apartments building. This guy is doing some drawing the equipment. You have an Audi here. You know what? It's a bit better, I would say, but yeah, if you have to be absolutely extremely rich to live in a house here, I would say a nice one that we saw. Otherwise, the islands are pretty nice, I have to say. Just it's nice. But yeah, the way they treat their population with those just pretty much laughing at them, they drop the levels here that much. What, the sea level dropped so much? Yeah, I mean they just pretty much fucked up the entire population with those buildings, and I'm not understanding why nobody stopped them. You can't be like that. It's just pretty much just laughing on your citizens. Just you fuck with them. That's it. There's no other explanation for that. You just pretty much laughing on them. They're gonna live like rats in those buildings, and I don't care how if they have even gold on the floor. It's still living like a rat there. There is no, and that one is the new one. Keep in mind we see that also that fucked up ones too. So that's even gonna be like 10 times worse. Yeah, unfortunately, this is the human nature. It's not much we can do. Like I say, I hope with lower the numbers, the lower people, maybe we can get to our senses and realize that everybody should live in a nice house with a lot of land. Don't see actually those fucked up, insanely high buildings. This one probably for the rich persons, but even here in the rich part, look at it, they still jam it together. They say there is not much space. I can see a lot of space you can actually build nicely, but yeah, probably like, I don't know, like 50,000 people you should live here to have a nice life, and stop building those fucked up buildings. Look at this. Have a view from the top. Oh my god, let's see this one. I want to see this one. I have to see it from the top of the building. Yeah, okay, so if you jump from here, like I say, yeah, job done until you're gonna get down the stairs. Oh yeah, 100% you're gonna get the job done. But look at this. Oh, come on. Everybody just have a laundry day, just everybody like put their clothes to dry. And I think it's one of those cities that they have typhoons or whatever, the high wind stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be a very nice one to see the last floor. I will not even visit here to just to see the if oh, we're gonna have a great apartment for you, gonna live at the last floor. Oh yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, it's just no. Look at this. How high? How can somebody can enjoy it? Oh, you know what? I have some perfect view. What are you gonna see? Oh, the other buildings. Oh, lovely. I don't think I kind of blame the Europeans too, because they were in control and those buildings wasn't built like in the last 2-3 years, 5 years. So a lot of them probably gonna live for a lot of time there. But yeah, I mean, just nah. Like I say, they fucked up the entire population, the next generations, for pretty much nothing. The roads, impeccable. Nothing to say about them. Cars, very nice indeed. Wages, probably decent, but not when you actually need to rent a place. I'm not sure how the food prices are there and how... Clearly the medical system is top notch, so yeah, they've done a very good job there. But anything else, like, oh shit, they have here one too. We check that one or not? How can say you don't have oh my god. Mercedes. They like Mercedes and now they like European cars here. Yeah, let's say something about this. Look at how much glass they just use here. I don't think they have 7.5. Probably they have like 50 million people. There is, yeah. It looks like much more people than declared. I don't know. Those buildings, you can house that many people in those buildings. And yeah, it's a small area, I get it, but still, lowering the population. That should be the main priority at every single government on this planet right now. Lowering the population. They make us all poorer, miserable, fucked up. Lowering the population. That's an emergency call. Lower the population as fast, as quick as possible. There is no way in hell this overpopulated planet can do well. Look at this. If you start building like this and you say, wow, that's a great way to do it, that's a great housing for humans, you already pretty much got fucked up. Enjoy your life. Probably you can. Oh, have some trail here in the mountains. They have mountains, which is nice. I like that. I don't like to see houses built pretty much everywhere, but you have to lower the population. If you know you start building like this, if you are the government and see buildings like this and you approve for whatever reason building like this, your main priority should be lowering the population immediately. I mean, look at this. Would you live in one of those apartments here for the rest of your life, for your entire existence? For let's say 1,000 years, you're gonna live like that? No, because it's fucked up. So don't do it to someone else. That's my logic. If you don't like it, don't do it to someone else. If you're not willing to live there for the rest of your life and pay whatever rent or how much mortgage and prices they have, but not a new car. It's a BYD, I think. You know? I think it's a BYD. Yeah. Don't do it to someone else. It's that simple. Don't fuck up your entire population just because you want to make a quick buck or just because you want to win some election or whatever the fuck you're doing there. Stop building like that. This is an emergency call. Lower the population if you don't have the space for them. Talk to them, explain it. We do not have room for all of them. They don't understand it. Try to make some policy that's gonna make them listen to you. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with something like this. Yeah, you're gonna enjoy your life so much. Well, yeah, I think we saw pretty much everything that we hope we're never gonna see again. Visiting this one, well, right now what's happening with China and also with Taiwan. Yeah, I would say just skip it unless you want to go for the deep depression. Otherwise, just stay in Europe or visit other European countries. This is, like I said, most of the videos are from Europeans and the Western world, America. Spend money wisely in other places. I don't think it's worth visiting those, and especially if you find an apartment to just rent in these huge buildings. No fucking way. Probably it's gonna be an expensive one, and it's nothing to see here in the first place. I mean, like, what is it? The beach is not that great, as you can see. Those buildings, no thank you. Mountains, yeah, so what? We have this one. I just want to check the elevation, that's it here. Nah, not even 1000 meters, so yeah. And some close area, yeah, some fucked up in the area. This is the weather station, I think. Yeah, I don't know, save your money using it wisely in someone else's backyard, let's say. This one, it's a no-no for me. But it was nice that actually I can see it and see how those people actually live. I hope, like I say, that 30% that, oh my god, I want to see this one very quickly. I hope that 30% that I saw in that documentary, it wasn't accurate and not that many people actually look in the garbage for food and, I don't know, struggling to make their oh, this is pretty nice. This is nice, actually. Look at this. This one is nice. Looking for, I don't know, stuff or taking miserable jobs to just afford to pay a rent and stuff like that. I hope that's not the case, and that documentary just a bit exaggerated. I hope that, but after seeing those apartments, this one, look at this. Why they cannot be just that tall, for God's sake? Lowering the population immediately. That's the main priority. So yeah, so far so bad. I would say, yeah, give a note, give them a number, let's say, ranking this one from 1 to 10. Let's give them a 2, just because those buildings have nothing to do with the human civilization. Not one in our history. So, no. That's a 2 in my opinion. Those one a bit, yeah, still fucked up. Yeah, check my other videos. The one that I make earlier today about Taiwan, I think that was better, especially space-wise. Even they have much more population, they have also a much better island, much bigger island. So yeah, kind of say that. Look at this, for such a small place, 50,000 people should be enough, not 7.5 million. The good news, they're going down, so probably they learn something, but they still have those nonsense high scrapers buildings that they're gonna stick with them for probably the next 100 years. So anyone that's alive right now, that's the image. If you live there for entire life, that's the image you're gonna see. So yeah, if you can, I don't know, live, do it now.